yeah, I think it's also been kind of a few things is that I've also been having a personal sort of personal crisis with regards to the state of the world. I think it's kind of like normal that everyone goes through when you start thinking about like, oh, I don't have a family, I'm not married, don't have kids. And then you start looking at the world more critical eye, and you're like, holy shit, what the fuck, how did I ever bring kids to this? Like just like 20 years ago, the government doesn't understand that like the fundamental thing that makes society function is affordable housing and productive jobs, and somehow they don't think they're completely ideologically capable of like doing the solution that is required, which is like extreme. Like I get worse every year. I'm like, how why just try to run for office? And then like everyone knows politics, that's the miserable all the time. So we just YouTube. Well, again, every time I think about this, I should be voted emperor of no universe. And I can literally think you would be like, okay, let's read all the housing regulations in the country justification code, and then like trim, you know, and then the former state construction company that acts as the minimum supplier, because housing, some utility, like electricity, like water, these things that money needs to be considered. But it's like food, you know, certain things are strategic. You need to make sure so like a state construction company totally builds. And like crazy about housing, I'm so glad about housing. It's like a one. It's like a one good month. It's actually more than it's probably the most sensitive because it's like okay. The average number of people that live in a house is like full. Okay, we have 5 million. Therefore, we need different houses. Then you next one. Oh, between the ages of 18 and 30, people are more likely to household. So we need additional XYZ units. And like this is actually so. It's so much to build. Look at it. Like it's actually like buying low density land. And the things like there are single family homes within walking distance of our government capital, like fucking it all. There are single family homes within walking distance, man. In the city center, European capital, with a million people. We have like 2 electorates. That's it. Toronto. I live in Toronto and they had like 5 billion, like that's insane, right? All things about it. And the other thing that's insane about that, there's a reason I'm playing. If I go on my team right now, I do this. The last one is Civ, April 19, okay? It's June 2nd. April 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 weeks, 2 days to get back to 1, 6, 7. Let's prove this to you. Right there. Last day of the meeting. Because also, I have a lot of meeting, but then I go to YouTube videos. That's fine. The more important is that all the time I'm actually taking a severe psychic damage. Don't at all. Because like, this is the first time. I don't know if I have a genuine social relationship where like you can get like videos. And the only thing they know why they know what it's about. But then so people like are so negative. I'm trying to explain to people feel like this is my work. If I see jump to that, and look at the prison, then you I'm like, how the hell is it? But if I do it, oh, I don't know. But I care about the people. I care about the heart. I care about my family. I do a certain extent because I love that. So because I walk in the place, I love this part of the park. I think it's awesome. I think it's like this insane. And I feel like I'm watching where you're actually doing it because it's so insane. I never have to work with that. And you gotta do this and our wife did it. Although I think actually this never actually happened. But it's actually insane. The world on that. Like I don't know how I cultivate the community here. Like even I did that Anno sponsored video because I've been barely able to drag myself to do content, annotation, things, sponsored videos, like editors. I was like, this is an Anno video, okay? 6, 7 is horrible. Another UV soft shell. Bro. This ad, the recent content on the channel primarily when things I have value for I don't even think that's 6, 7 that bad. I can mess it up. I can do a whole video. I plan to do a video where I'm like 6, 7 early access. Things I don't like 6, 7. What I think about wrong with 6, 7. Yeah. Anyway. But like, I know those are small examples, but you have to understand that like, I'm getting less and less about examples too much. The crazy about this is like, it doesn't matter how many examples I will pull, there will always be someone who's like, oh, you call that harassment? No, I'm not saying it's harassment. I'm saying it's a relentless storm of negativity. So you'll get it, you'll understand. You try to explain to people. There are people out there who do get it. But the reason why choose not to talk about this part of the job, right? Where you don't talk, because if you tell people the negative comments get to you. You get to put, like, here's the thing, if you give me a really shitty negative comment, you only get to do that once, like, instantly ban you. When you get banned off my channel permanently, the second I read you drop a shitty comment. So you get shitty once, okay? So use that once. I usually these videos, this kind of PowerPoint where it's like, oh, look at your hold. I don't know, man. I don't know how to make that. I'm trying. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, no, I'm gonna do it because I'm not. I'm gonna continue to get worse. I don't really know how to do it. I did most of the years. I'll try to keep that out. I kind of need to be a better character. You know, force myself through it. These people are paying for services. They need to give them that service. Yeah. I'm just in a weird place where the thing I love to do is to place, you know, play the game and but I also have this like creative desire to do reviews all the time. I think it's like a deal with this sort of negativity has like multiple how I'm
no fucking way! No fucking way! Oh my god.
Yeah. People talk about people having parasocial relationships with the streamer or the YouTuber, but not the YouTuber having parasocial relationship with the audience. I think that's actually a big thing. It's how audience capture thing. I don't experience audience capture purely because of who I am. In the sense that I feel, let me rephrase that, I feel the feelings of audience capture, but I don't act the actions of audience capture because of my anxiety and social, right? Rather, the audience capture thing is paralyzed. Rather, people down their opinions politics, for example. But for me, that's just paralyzing. When the thing that I feel pushed to do doesn't align with the thing that I want to do, that's just paralyzing for me. So I don't do better than people or whatever. I'm not. Oh, I'm not. My audience capture is most of the time just slightly different. Yeah. I'm pretty different. But it's also the easiest job in the world. Doesn't take people understand this. Almost all the challenges happen in the head. And I can frustrate myself sometimes. I'm like, I should make a video. I should just record a video. And sometimes I think when I just stop uploading, I just start getting something. When I just sit down, like complete career switch, 2 gigs a damn, whatever. Then I'm like, you know, buy a house, I gotta get the money now. And that's probably enough. But you can't do that. That's why I don't know. Everyone wants to do it. You go, I have to do it. I'm going to do my best. I think free freelance motivation 7. But I'm going to say 5. And my executive function power is something the whole purpose. That's my message. I happy for the but I'm getting back to the place I work for, so maybe those things you can do. Maybe I can do it in the third maybe I think about making a video myself. I don't know where I don't have to fight for my food yet. You know what I mean? I'm kind of so I thought you force to fucking do something you hate just so you can afford food to be yelled at by someone in your home you don't even live with. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Just build more houses so people can fucking get out of these horrifying situations. Really, I love you all. I try to think about shit because it's fucking up. Like, the way I feel right now, like, the crazy thing is, okay, humans are meant to be depressed, okay? I live an objectively awesome life. I fucking wait. I wake up my fucking gun to the back of my cortex every day, okay? Even though my life is awesome, I have an awesome partner, I have a rabbit who loves me, I fluff and touch her. She's amazing, she's cute, adorable. I live in a great place, I live in a wonderful, like, everything is awesome, I just fucking hate it all. I just want to fucking... And now I think about, like, I have disease, okay? Now I'm thinking about what about people who have a shitty life? I mean, like, they're working 2, 3 jobs, they have kids they need to have, they have family who doesn't appreciate them, they have people around them that are on drugs, people who need to be in therapy, people have mental health issues, that they're forced to deal with, all the people in the middle. I don't have any of that. My life is fucking sunshine and rainbows and I want to die, okay? Now I'm thinking. I got a resolution. That's not 4 ways before. 3 facing your hands. I use it anymore. No. I think about the people sometimes I'm like, Jesus Christ. I wonder, like, if my life was unleashed, actually, like, if I had to deal with real stress, would I be a statistic? You know what I mean? You think about that? I should. I would think let's be that one. The other thing is, yeah, anyway, long story short, I'm not going to go home. I didn't get anymore. Yeah, no worries. Bye. I'll deal with that.
There are hidden techniques for every Nightfare. For example, did you know that Ionai has a faint attack? Did you know that Revenant's summons can use ultimate abilities? Guardian has charged guard counters, Duchess has a backstep dodge, and Wilder can quick boost an insane distance with his ult. So, this video is going to contain a lot of fun tech like that for each Nightfare, but most of our tips here are hidden yet practical ones, fundamentals that will make you an adept at each character by the end of this video. So be sure to skip ahead to the character you're most interested in, but first, let's start with some secrets that apply to all of them. Starting with this, did you know that weapons behave differently in the hands of certain Nightfarers? Wilder, for example, gets a better moveset when wielding greatswords. The same is true of Duchess with daggers, Guardian with the halberd, Executor with guitar, Raider with great axes, great hammers, and colossal weapons, and Ionai gets a unique moveset, and as well. So look up the first, always take exactly what you want. For that, you should visit the visual codex 7 of the whole. Boost, for example, has S-scaling in both Togas and Fate, meaning she displays with sorceries as she is using animations, but pick up a greatsword and her D-scaling and strength will make this a weapon for choice. To see which weapons to scale which tribute, it's quite hidden, but press triangle at the equipment box in sparring rounds and all will be. Next, every time something is different, but when it comes to specifically, let's think of the user strengths. However, each method has a dodge, thus a unique dodge distance. Here are the results for classes. As you can see, the boost is one outlier, the is one distance, then the other end of the spectrum is Guardian, who dodges pitiful distance less. We're talking about one single dodge here, for example,
no way! Oh my god.
While a few Nightfarers compete for the life of tallest and lightest. Next, relic buffs. Some relic passives are universally just great, like having your flasks spread to teammates. But some give Nightfarers specific buffs, and these are by far the most fun to use. Just pause and look at some of these. After a boss or two, the small jar bazaar will start selling some Nightfare-specific relics, as well as different urns for each character, which let you mix and match different color combinations. Powerful urns and relics also come rewards from Remembrance questlines for each Nightfare. Remembrance questlines can be accessed in the journal here or around the hold. Make sure you do some as you play, but we'll have to detail those questlines in a different video, so subscribe to that. Now let's finally go deeper into each Nightfare, starting with the newest characters on the roster, Executor and the Revenant. The Revenant is this possessed doll, obsessed with revenge against the Night Lord. She can be unlocked after defeating the first boss, after which the besmirched frame can be purchased from the small jar bazaar. Do this and an exclamation point will appear in the round table hold, where you'll find the Revenant staring at a painting of a Revenant. After interacting with her, you'll need to defeat her amidst all three of her summons. For this, I recommend I either back off and sniper summons one by one, or ignore them and just clip her with your ability over and over. She dodges your arrows really well, so maybe avoid that. One of my favorite characters, the Revenant has no specialized weapon moveset, but she does start with a completely unique weapon type. These are the Revenant's cursed claws, a melee weapon type notable for their excellent range. As a Revenant, you have atrocious HP, so you'll want to keep your distance from most enemies. And of course, you starting oneself with healing spell, but in S-ranking in faith, what we really want is to kills. Until then, we want to kill as many enemies as you can before though. As every Nightfare has a cast ability that's always active during your run, and Revenant's is enemies, which grants a chance on killing blows some enemy that isn't main boss as a phantom that will fight you for 1 minute. They can even resurrect you, which is cool. Because this passive triggers on killing blow, consider letting your team Revenant finish alongside an army of spirits that can use so typically, small enemies, and Revenant resurrects so but summons heavily is Revenant's skill, summon spirits, which allows you to manually choose on 3 spirits to fight yourself. They can't be controlled, but they will generally attack what you're found as you summon them, and they can abilities back. Without one, there's Helen Page, whose ultimate ability has her attack rapidly. She's more mobile and faster than 4 fast enemies. Summoning without 2 is Frederick. We love her. All has fantastic ability on stance damage, and you'll play hands very well. It's passive state. And then suddenly that is what? But you fight enemies in the area down. His ultimate is a heartbeat that deals great damage at range, so it's great to use if he comes too far away. He also summons in with a wall that summons small enemies, which is great. When a summon dies, you won't be able to summon again until it's regained at least 50% health, which can take a long time, but thank you summons. To get that healing process started early, remember to press L2 during summon selection to manually dismiss your active summon. Revenant's ultimate, Immortal March, makes active spirits and allies unkillable, though damage still applies, so it's best used near death so you can survive at 1 HP. This buff lasts 15 seconds, and its activation instantly revives downed allies, even if they're a stone throw away. With their scaling effect and their B-scaling in arcane and intelligence, Revenant can use any spell quite well. That arcane stat, though, particularly pairs well with any secondary weapon that inflicts a status effect. Getting a weapon with a status on it allows you to contribute to the team's damage when you're out of FP, which will happen a lot. Because while the Revenant benefits from an enormous FP pool, unlike the Bruce, they have no inbuilt way to recover it. Thus, it's worth stacking any FP-related rewards in your belt, or at least spells that are FP efficient. But since you won't always get those rewards, politely remind your teammates to funnel you any starlight shards that they find. These restore a ton of FP, and each merchant sells 2 shards per player with an inventory that restocks on day 3. So go on, feed the Revenant. Her summons tend to die quickly in the Night Lord fights, so if you want her to perform for your team there, she'll need those shards to keep casting spells. I suspect the best way to build Revenant is with a Madness build, since there's a relic from defeating Libra that gives you FP back when you have Madness, and you need self-activate this. I love the flavor of this. Next, the Execute. Its excellent sale and chain and dexterity. The Execute makes the best use of elements to restore melee damage and satisfies. If you get any network that has frostbite or bleed, even something with poison or rot makes a sector. Thanks to that extent, particularly to if rots is once they use something, satisfies. For example, the amount of wise right which you receive from the symptom pest, use yourself poison. Not the relic which you receive from the Fisher and Fog Night Lord, can use yourself chilling as well, which can use to block frostbite. These 2 satisfacts combined with the bleed on the starting armament make you deal frostbite, bleed, and poison, which is so much damage from day 1. And because all these are satisfacts that deal a percentage while so far as damage, they scale excellently until late game. So to take this strategy even further, you should work in the tricks to mines. A sure fine way to bring your starting weapon to perfect range via 675. Complement your build with a secondary time to do if possible, but even after the this is one step. I have invoked our ability to damage. This is just massive plus you can't
Oh my god!
Generally, though, passive will naturally fit into certain levels, so execute is a very choice if you know what you're going against. Of course, the main reason many will be against
No way! No way!
Using movement speed and moving your ability to apply any status effects. One withstands the rate of flexibility any attack, even as the skill itself is activated and deactivated. Deflections do stance damage to enemies, and they buff your sword. Achieve 4 well-timed blocks, and your blade will glow golden, allowing you to press L2 for a powerful strike that consumes the golden glow and appears to give you a brief moment of invincibility as you dash forward. So the deflection parry timing is quite forgiving, and any stamina spent parrying is refunded if you pull it off. The active parry window lingers for a good half second, and automatically deflects rapid fire attacks after the first one. And even if you miss, since blocks now 100% of damage, you'll only risk losing % with that first miss parry. It's Sekiro, just don't fuck up your parry twice. This is a rare skill in that the stance has no cooldown, nor does the build-up of block charges or the golden glow having decay, so you can resheath whenever you want and come right back to where you left off. The problem with this skill really is that you can't apply stats while in this sense, and that deprives Executor of his most valuable stat, so I'm starting to think that this skill might be best used exclusively when you need to go on the defensive for the sake of your team. Use it if you get aggro or there's a big attack that you really can't do anything else but defend against. Executor's ultimate, Aspects of the Crucible, Beast, heals you to full and transforms you into a primordial beast. In this form, damage taken is significantly reduced, and you can rip through small to mid-sized enemies with ease. At the start, your ultimate gauge is placed at 30% and starts to drain downwards, and when it's at 0, you revert back to human form. So for around 15 seconds, you can light swipe, heavy swipe, and use the range raw L1 to your heart's content. There's also a weapon skill L2, which brings out the Sword Crucible dagger. Just note that this attack will instantly end beast mode, so it's executed as finish, though provided no skill. So it's also contact the appearance of then you're looking to try is playing Executor as a tank. Also to guard and parry, so if you spec relics as it's the big aggro, block, guard counter, takes the rest of the damage to seal. Execute Duchess. Duchess is speed. It's tough. In the early game, remember, her starting dagger comes with an attack. So she isn't primarily a dexterity character. Rather, she actually has 8 scaling in intelligence. Anything else, fate is also quite high. So since any fights you have in range, make it priority to find powerful magic, particularly sorceries, and put that effort into use. Also, despite the temptation, katanas and claws and anything with status effects that scale without pain isn't as great with Duchess as they are with the Executor or even High. That said, if no one else is using these weapons, you should figure in first hand with bleed or frostbite, synergizes Executor and build which performance. Magnificent Poise passive reduces its attacks, both attacks and dodging, while also granting an extra dodge action. This pairs well with her unique attack, which quickly boosts attacks in her PM. Also, fun fact, Duchess gets a mind frame backstep. We don't have brace frames, but the dagger gets a attack damage, which is cool. Next, her skill. Duchess don't want to use this restage frequently. It's usually activated in animation and has a very short cooldown. When triggered, it reapplies 50% increasing damage dealt to your target. Also, seems to reapply any effects and weapons used to shoot damage. Make the best use of this, or making teams ready for and reinforce them when they use their ultimates so that you can multiply their damage as well as for the ultimate combination. So best use to disengage with aggro or specific teams. Duchess is all down kind. Look for assets that improve your dodge or with amplify damage. If you you want attention on you, and for that, there's a relic passive that you absolutely want and that is available to everybody. Visit the small jar bazaar after a run or two and pick up the Guardian's Goblet and a polished grizzly scene, a blue relic that draws enemy attention while you're guarding. With this blue relic slotted, you can more reliably take aggro and fish for guard counters, allowing you to not only take enemy attention off your teammates, but deal damage as a result of it as well. This is a particularly fun playstyle if you're wielding a halberd, because with this, the Guardian's specialist weapon, you'll actually be able to perform a charged guard counter by holding R2, which is totally new. Guardian's passive isn't passive, it's an improved defensive stance that has to be manually activated by holding L1 and quickly inputting a directional dodge. With this, you take significantly reduced stamina damage from incoming attacks, though your movement is slow and your stamina will gradually drain to zero. It takes some timing, but you can actually learn to lower your guard in between enemy attacks to regen stamina and then reactivate the ability just as you would take your next hit. That said, you should still make it a priority to find some stamina passives. With these, you'll be able to sit in this stance safely for far longer, allowing you to focus your attention entirely on enemy movesets, watch out for grab attacks, and fish for powerful guard counters to make this tank actually fun to play while taking aggro for your entire group. Guardian's ability Whirlwind is weighted against boots enemies and each other is large enemies excited and it's all
oh my god.
This aura slowly consumes the last remaining amounts of your hold, but it's often a great tool to hold this, especially if you
I'm like, how am I missing?
How
How am I missing? Oh my god.
as the extra combines and version, his shield upgraded can benefit Guardian a ton, since his shield is up to 140 and sweaty. Guardian pairs well with the next character, Minor, perfect character to revive you if you lapse in your duties as a tank. Minor is a character that generally outlasts follows with constant damage, safe distance and bows, which he wields better than characters. He shoots faster, from attacks and even gets access to an R2 shot that fires 3 arrows at once. His attacks are for multiple enemies, large enemies, or whenever close. Though, if you're getting up close, why not use melee as well? With an ace scaling in dexterity and ability, Minor is particularly good with any death weapon success. And the status is something that you can make really great use of because now you can find status increases to those. Minor's passive Eagle Eye improves not only the chance of good items dropping for you, but good items dropping for your teammates as well. And since sharing is so important in Night Rain, a team that knows how to share their loot around will benefit a ton from the quality increase that Minor provides. And that's not the only way he provides a benefit to his team. Minor's skill marking is a dash that applies damage amplifier to any enemy it touches. Allies can see X on targets too, and they'll get a 10% damage bonus against them. It lasts 20 seconds, has a 10-second cooldown, and thus is something that you can reapply before it fades. But rather than replenishing it or letting it fade, there's a third option: destroy Mark. By doing a certain amount of damage relative to their maximum HP, teams can inflict a massive burst of damage to Mark foes. Not only that, but this burst will also stagger the enemy. So if someone on your team is playing Ionai, try to coordinate your Mark at a moment where your whole team is able to deal a large burst of damage. Do this and you'll see a huge reward. Importantly for Ionai, the marking dash has iframes, but more than that, it outright turns off enemy collision, allowing you to phase straight through chunky enemies. Remember, it's a defensive tool as well as an offensive one. We even discovered this neat tech where you can bounce off the enemy with the mark dash. If you hold toward the enemy then away from it after the dash starts, you'll retreat backwards while also applying your mark. This is great for getting distance, but what you don't need to be close to is the hold. This thing goes through terrain, walls, and everything. It also rewards defense. Now, you should still
No way! No way! This is it.
Doesn't just get a unique set of combat. He gets it with colossal weapons, great axes, and great hands. This in addition to being able to use any strength scale weapon well, gives you a good chance of finding with all this time, the animation of this skill right before you get hit has increased. Action damage and talent. This skill is also unique in that if the radar is how that ability is skill to use, notice how the blade is going away. This means your ability can charge because the radar is taking the skill will help you soak that damage and deliver this even if it requires passive soak damage buff. If you wait for the enemy to get come on, opportunity for your team with retaliation. Fighters will always Unfortunately, in that way, these are performing like sick sound and electric power. You should isolate the restore some focus. Other than that, you can take anything in this skill. Extra passive can't be offset. Even from your death, it's fine. Any ultimate good select is parts of it. This is the main reason for using it. High damage and related defense is
no way! What?
And the switch characters cast spells will also be the radar is king and breaking stances with heavy weapons, so certainly try and take him in the direction of the defense.
What?
And you don't have to play offensively in this character either. Grab a great shield and total up while your skill is cooldown. Radar's high strength with a purple quality great shield, plus the fact that you're already building for high stamina, is basically a block for every build. In some cases this is even better than Guardian because you have a better roll and you have an ability that makes you even tankier. The name of the game with Radar is trading hits and taking out top, so visit a lot of churches and boost your healing and your health as much as possible as well. Jack of all trades, master of none, you can't go too wrong with Wilder. Bring this character if you need survivability, disruption, and a melee character that can actually close gaps quickly. His balanced stat spread means any armament will perform well in his hands, but to make it particularly lethal, keep a sharp eye out for great swords, especially if you have the slate whetstone from the early parts of his remembrance questline. This will apply a fire effect to follow attacks from your claw shot, but it only works with great swords. Wilder's passive is Sixth Sense, which allows you to survive after taking a hit that would have killed you, and it's been buffed since the network test. It used to only allow you to cheat death once per run, but now you can restore your ability to cheat death at sites of grace and after you've been resurrected, making Wilder a way more forgiving character to play and way less of a stress on your teammates. To check whether your passive is still up, look for this icon. For the most part, Wilder's skill claw shot is used for mobility. If there's no enemy around, you can get a boost from the map itself, especially if you jump at the end of the claw shot. When mobile bosses jump away as well, most characters have to spend a chunk of stamina chasing them, but Wilder can conserve that stamina and start swinging his sword as he hook shots in. You can even chain Wilder's attacks and ultimate with his skill, allowing you to make use of his hook shot ability and build up your attack while you journey in and charge the ult for more damage. Targeting large enemies pulls you to them, but targeting small enemies pulls them to you. You can save teammates from getting dashed away, and if you're behind a human enemy, you can move forward really fast. Also, you can target one attack to do damage. The best way to use this is in jump. Provided you can target right. Jumping during hook shot also gives you a distance, especially if you chain with a mid and you'll often something when you do this go further. Credit to Onslaught penalty for discovering this sick wild effect power. While this ultimate is Onslaught sick, which is to damage even better than all the charges ult in even more. It takes longer than since you're vulnerable, you don't really care about this, unless the enemy is not on to avoid it. What noting is that uncharged ult starts with 75. So
okay, this dude's fucking cracked. Well, I did start with this. So, I feel kind of dumb now.
With your ultimate, you're often best one position to capitalize. Next, if you need damage, look for the They can use sorceries and incantations to close one of them to counterblast any magic arms they are. If an unavoidable hold magic fire, then the boost's ability will only push at advantage even though this ability magic concept
Oh my god.
Absorbing gives you speed, but more importantly, it fills one of 3 orbs on your ability line. Combine 3, you can unleash a unique attack that carries the elements that you absorbed most of the time. There are 14 unique magic cocktails that you can craft, and the most important rule to remember with these is that 1, these abilities are generally stronger the more variety of elements that you combine, and 2, if it's an attack, it will generally hit your target if you're standing at close to medium range, no matter what it is. So with this information, you can kind of use Recluse's ability without really remembering which combinations do what. But in a few minutes we'll go over each combination because understanding these deeply is what will separate a decent choice from a great one. The ultimate Soul Blood Soul grants nearby enemies to restore HP and FP on hit for the entire team. The most magic attacks generally seem to double the amount they cost as a replenishment, so
I mean, the
you
one
don't
I'm
never while
watching.
attacking during the ultimate, provided your spells hit the target. It also does a little bit of damage in the area around you, and it's just enough damage to revive a teammate with 1 bar of their death gauge filled. As for strategies, anything that increases your magic damage is great with Recluse, and because you have an inbuilt way to regain FP, you don't have to worry about efficiency quite as much as you do with the Revenant or the Duchess. Also, with any spellcaster, unless you want to ratio in one hand, you're also going to generally want a spellcasting item in your left and right hand. Spells are now cast with L1 and L2, and R1 and R2 respectively, so dual wielding gives you access to 4 spells at any one moment. If possible, try to get at least 1 spell, like Carrying Slicer that's inhibition, and probably also something that's inhibition that does a lot of damage. That's crushing Salad chance. If that goes efficiently, though, you can try to read with spells. These spells have side animations, but these side animations are skipped if you change your spellcasting after the action. As you see here, doing this often keeping you back neutral at least. Residue collection also gives a boost in stamina, so try to collect residue when your stamina is low. It wants to be too efficient. Now, while it's something that way to change and is extremely efficient, you'll want to go all out with so again, stockpile Salad chance. Take one round, rushing these final fights with fuel. Here's the most boost in this fire with damage in final fight. That will do this. Now, the boosting cocktails have 3 counts. You can either combine 3 residue combine 2 different ranks, or you can combine 3. The more variety you introduce, the better. So ideally, your teammates and yourself will be having a wide variety of elements to support your goals. And now I'm going to ask you what each cocktail makes before I read it. The learnings of my when you rewatch the session, try to memorize them, flash lights up, and so inside and outside of the information. As much as well, you can casting that and moving that. So what does my 3 ready reduce? And so you'll use them 4 times so it's but the living effects like this are great for continuous.
How did I'm locked on? How do I miss? Oh my god, how does he hit me? Finally. First time, 1-on-1.
Qualification hold keeping magic lightning away from the sun. You dodge remove it all you can release to slash with sword and projectile. Using with both will deal little damage. But magic holding with this you like to play magic gives you and nearby teammates infinite FP, all skills, all items, all spells in around 7 seconds. So if you have combos with it, get you some holy magic for these, please. What is time? Well, you can countercast the lightning bolt. The catapults forward from distance in the right ground. Fire, hold, raise a static ward of 15 seconds. Raise attack HP by 30% and cures stats ailments around, while also lowering the max HP of any enemies down within this area. Worth noting though is that none only needs to touch the sword nuts, and the HP effects will persist for all 15 seconds. Hold, get this really awesome buff that allows you to auto parry enemies for 15 seconds. If your opponent uses primary melee attacks, then this will boost 9 until pressure. Finally, we have the triple mix cocktails.
No way! No way! Oh my god. He's BMing me too.
This case to us without sense, while a swirling storm affects all nearby enemies with frostbite. Thank you for watching. This video was enjoyed to make because I think the Nightfarers are the best designed part of Night Rain, and I love the way all of them play. If you enjoyed, consider supporting on Patreon and stay tuned for the next video, which is most likely going to be some lore content. Until then, I'll see you in the comments.
Yeah, this is it.
Nice one.
Finally. Oh my god, get away from me. Finally. Finally. Oh my god, I first all of yous today. Imagine I lose this. Finally. Oh my god, that was so easy. I'm so bad at this game.
I will have my revenge.
like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.